Hey everybody, what's going on? So we got this new Netflix movie called Win It All, and I really hate to say it because people work on movies. Like, movies employ hundreds and hundreds of people to do random different jobs, and I personally don't like to shit all over their paychecks. But to be completely honest, this movie is one of those party filler movies. And when I say party filler, I mean you have a bunch of people over at a party, most people are mingling, but then you gotta throw something on the TV just so somebody has something to watch. Because every once in a while you got that awkward person who only knows like two people at the party, and they need something to fucking, keep them occupied slash not listen to at all. And that's the basic gist about how I feel about the movie. Like, it's not a terrible movie, like nothing was horrendously bad about it, but it just kind of lived up to nothing. Like, it was advertised as a comedy. I may have laughed twice throughout the entire movie, which sucks because there's a lot of good comedic actors in the movie. Like the main guy, Jake Johnson, he's on that show New Girl, and I've only seen the first 3 seasons of it, but he's hilarious. Like, that might not be the greatest show in the world, but that dude clearly has comedic timing and chops. However, after seeing this movie, I would much rather have seen him in a dramatic role, like a fully dramatic role, as opposed to this like pseudo-comedy, kind of ripping off the show Louie a little bit kind of comedy. I'm not saying the movie ripped off the show Louie, but it kind of had that same feel to it. Just kind of like that low-budget, in-your-face kind of character study thing, which is cool if you incorporate that kind of style into your movie, but it really didn't serve a purpose. Basically, the way it was shot wasn't anything special. And besides the actors, I was interested in the movie because I'm just like, oh, it's a movie with, about, poker and shit. Because I like the movie Rounders, but it turned out that it was basically just kind of like, basically the same thing as that. Except there was no asshole Ed Norton character. But it's basically the same thing, like a dude gets in too deep and way too in debt, so he has to win back a bunch of money. So the plot was absolutely not special. And to be honest, there's really only a few poker scenes in the whole movie. Like, it doesn't take up that big of a chunk of time. This felt like way more of a, like, dude overcoming a gambling addiction kind of movie. And if they would have stuck with that, I felt like it would have been a little bit better, but it just felt kind of disjointed, so I was just kind of like, eh. Two things that I will say that I really actually did admire about the movie, though. One was the acting, particularly between Jake Johnson and his love interest in the movie. That whole thing was, like, totally cool, and it was believable, and it just, like, it felt real, and I really liked that. But aside from that, like, the whole, like, character relationships in general, and a lot of the dialogue in the movie, it just felt so natural, and I felt like I've been in those, like, rooms with people talking that way. Except for the poker scenes. I thought people talked a little bit too much during the poker scenes, because you're trying to, like, hide your tells and stuff, so I thought that was weird. But anytime the main guy is talking to, like, his friends or his brother, it all just felt so natural, and I felt like I could see myself or somebody else saying those things exactly that way in real life. Which is, again, another reason why I think they should have just went with the, like, battling gambling addiction kind of theme. Because when it turns into this goofy, I have to recoup money that I lost kind of thing, in my head I'm like, that never happens. But overcoming gambling addiction happens all the time, and that would have tied in with the reality that I felt with the dialogue and everything else. But sadly, and again, I really don't like shitting on movies. I want to tell people that I had a good experience watching something, but this movie just missed the mark. It was a little bit too disjointed, and I just couldn't get into it. Sorry, guys. So that being said, I'm gonna have to stick the movie with a good 4.1 out of 10. Some people might enjoy it just for the simple character development and, like, the character relationships and the chemistry in general, but for me, it just didn't work, and the comedic elements just didn't pop for me, so I just, that's what it is. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen the movie yet? Did you want to see the movie? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. Also, if you have any recommendations, hop in the comments and drop me some of those too. And yeah, other than that, give me a like, subscribe, do all that other bullshit, and I'll catch y'all later.